Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV now on YouTube. Our address is very simple. Just log on to youtube.com/NDTV and there you go. That's where our channel is and you can catch all the details. Now, this is the top story segment and every morning on Good Morning India, I give you 5 stories to vote on. The ones that attract most attention from you, most votes from you is what you and I discuss here on our YouTube channel. Let's look at the 5 stories for the day. It's about the internet shutdown in UP and Jammu and Kashmir, anti-citizenship law protests across India, controversy over the army chief's statement, whose NPR is it anyways, and also the cold wave that has gripped North India. Now, while not many of you have asked about the cold, but let me tell you this. In Delhi, this December of 2019 is the coldest in a century. That's right. And this is not our assessment. This is what the weather department is saying. They are saying that December 2019 in Delhi has been colder in 118 years. And that's how bad it is. They've calculated that with some mean temperature. And how that is done, what happens to that, I'll tell you that towards the end of our video. But let's talk about the situation which is now being known as a Blackout Friday. And why is that? Because as we speak, this Friday, internet has been shut down in at least 10 to 15 cities across Uttar Pradesh. The largest state in the country does not have internet in most of its major cities, and the districts where the shutdown has not been put in, they are on high alert. Let me quickly show you a map that talks about all these cities at the moment. From Firozabad to Aligarh, Sambal, Bijnor, Muzaffarnagar, Ghaziabad, Bulandshahr, Agra, and the cities are rising. In addition to that, I do know that Kanpur has been added, Lucknow has been added to that as well, and several other cities are being included as we speak. There are some vernacular papers in Uttar Pradesh which talked about at least 21 cities. We couldn't confirm that really. So these are independent cities that we have made an independent fact check on and whether or not the internet is working. In these cities, at least 10 to 15 that NDTV calculated, there is no internet today. And the UP police is doing this in order to control the sort of narrative that has been going on. And also, they say to maintain law and order in the wake of the anti-CAA NRC protests that are expected to happen across the state. Now, remember, this is happening in the backdrop, and why UP police is being so cautious? Because they have been at the receiving end of a lot of flack, a lot of questions being asked to them about how is it that most of the violent protests happened in UP. The other question that has been raised by critics is that how is it that the protests that are going violent are only happening in UP ruled states? Why is it that 21 people have lost their lives? Some even as admission of the doctors by bullet injuries. Is police firing at them? So in middle of all these questions, UP police, which is under huge scanner, is now not taking any chances and saying we'll impose the internet ban, we'll control the sort of coming together of people that is going to happen to ensure that no propaganda gets in the way. That's the word they have used, and said that they need to control it, especially in the wake of the Friday prayers. Remember, on Friday, there is a congregation of prayers that happens. Lots of people get together to offer namaz, and they are saying that because of this, they are being extra cautious. And a lot of these places where the ban has been imposed on internet, it is until the evening prayers get into place, and it's after that they say they will be removing the ban as well. So we wait to see what's going to happen. But this Blackout Friday, lots of questions being raised of the UP police. But it's not just the UP police which is talking about questions. Questions have been raised of the UP Chief Minister himself, where people have questioned why is it that the UP Chief Minister so angrily spoke about a revenge in which he will take down the properties and personal properties of people who've been found guilty of arson, who've been found guilty of violence and taken their property, and say that that's how we're going to pay back for public property loss as well. In addition to that, news just coming in, and I have to read this out to you for you to actually believe this. It's staggering, these numbers, really. I'm going into the update that we are getting on NDTV at this point. As we speak, I told you about 21 lives lost. 124 people have been arrested in UP since the protest started on Thursday and Friday. And action has been taken against 20,000 social media posts. Can you imagine that? 20,000 social media posts. The UP police has taken action on them and 124 people arrested as well. UP police says that these are posts that they found objectionable and misleading. The word that they used in their press release was actually Bhramak and Apatti Janak, meaning objectionable, and Bhramak meaning misleading. And they said that because of these posts, there are protests happening, protests are going violent, so we have to take action against these posts. So 20,000 of them have actually been brought down. There is a crackdown of sorts on social media that UP police is taking place. These include posts on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, channel where you and I are talking as well. So all these things are being looked into by UP police, and it is perhaps in wake of that they have now decided to black out on internet. Now, I'm just getting an update as we speak from the UP DGP OP Singh, whose statement has come in. I'm just going to read it out for you. It says, law and order situation is absolutely under control. We continue to have strategic deployment of forces, special investigation teams formed to investigate these cases. And we have suspended internet services in 21 districts. Okay, so that's a confirmation. 21 districts, and they will be restored as and when the situation demands. So that's the operative part of what the UP DGP is saying, that 21 districts will not have internet this Friday, and from this Friday actually, and they will be restored as and when they believe it is the right time to do so. So that's a clarification coming in from the UP police. Now, while we talk about internet shutdown in Uttar Pradesh, let's not forget Kashmir. Today is the day which is the 145th day when there is no internet in the valley. I spoke with my colleague Nazir, who's there, and he told us about the impact that no internet is having on various sections of the society, from education to jobs to public work to offices. A lot of that is now just held up because of no internet facility. And people are desperate at this point to understand what's happening, but no word yet from the government on when it will be revoked. So that's the situation when it comes to the crackdown and this Black Friday and this Blackout Friday. In fact, Blackout Friday is what we are looking at this time from Uttar Pradesh at least. Now, in addition to that, the other story that has caught on to everybody's imagination has been the comments of Arundhati Roy. The full speech is available on NDTV.com, and we can talk about that. But this morning we are talking about it. Why? Because she says that because of the comments that she made in her Delhi protest 2 days back, she is now getting death threats and arrest campaigns being run against her. What is it that she said actually that day? And her charge is that her entire speech was not shown. Parts of it have been picked up by some sections of the media, and that's led to this very negative hate campaign against her. She says, and that day she talked about how in order to do disobedience of sorts, people, when NPR and NRC exercises are being done, should give misleading data to the public. She says when the government comes to you and asks you for your data, give them misleading documents. Don't give them the actual documents. Now, in that, she has now given out a statement, and let me read out a bit of it for you. She says, she talks about a couple of news channels, and she says that they just excited themselves and everybody else by commenting on it and misrepresenting it and leaning and lying about it. This has led to calls for my arrest, as well as TV crews just lying outside my house all the time. She says, fortunately, the entire speech is on YouTube, so you can watch that. She ends her statement by saying, my question is this: is it okay for the Prime Minister of the country to lie to us about a criminal offense and a security threat? A security threat, she says, for us people to have a laugh. Amazing times, amazing mass media. So you can read her entire statement that has now come out. It's available on ndtv.com. The entire speech is there as well, and figure out for yourself which way you stand on this one. So that's another story that's doing the rounds. And then the story I was talking about, the coldest December in Delhi seen in 118 years, really. Now, so we tried to understand from the Met Department, how exactly does this happen? How do you calculate? Because a lot of these figures keep coming every year and we keep thinking, oh, is it really? So they say that a mean average was calculated of all the December days, and then they arrived to a conclusion. So I asked the SkyMet person who joined me on Good Morning India today that how do you calculate that? They said that they take the average temperature of all days divided by 30, 31, depending on the number of days there are, and then came to a conclusion of what was the mean average. And that mean average this December 2019 is the lowest in over a century, in over 118 years. So that is scary, right? And then I asked him, okay, when do things begin to get wetter? And he gave us more information, like this New Year's Eve, it's going to be cold and wet because there's a western disturbance and it's going to be raining in parts of Delhi. So watch out for your umbrellas when you step out this New Year's Eve. And also he said if you're going to the hills, that's where a lot of snow is going to be seen. So it's going to be a white New Year's for everybody who's stepping out to the hills. When do things begin to get better? Only from the 20th of January. As in the first week or so, there will be a depression in a sense that the temperature will rise for some time, but it will quickly go back again. There could be some showers that are expected in the first week of January as well. And it's only about 20th of January when things begin to get any better. Now, while we talk about this, I just want to end this video by reminding you really that do spare a thought to all those who are not in cozy rooms like this, who are out on the streets and are most desperate for help. NDTV is doing their own bit, and we have partnered with Uday Foundation. We are asking people and urging people to give out blankets to ensure that those out on the road, out in the open, without a roof over their head, get some relief in this really, really cold winter. So you can log on to ndtv.com/blankets and do your bit. That's it from me. Thank you for watching.